Chris Pratt reveals his son's heartfelt reaction to his new movie, The Electric State. Chris Pratt recently opened up about his 12-year-old son Jack's touching reaction to his latest film, The Electric State. Speaking with Entertainment Tonight, the Guardians of the Galaxy star shared how meaningful it was to experience the emotional response from his son, whom he shares with his ex-wife, actress Anna Faris. Chris, who is known for his roles in major franchises such as Jurassic World and Guardians of the Galaxy, has always maintained a close relationship with his son despite his busy Hollywood schedule. In the interview, Chris revealed that Jack was particularly excited about The Electric State because it stars Millie Bobby Brown, the beloved Stranger Things actress. "He's pretty pumped," Chris admitted with a smile. "But he's always really cool about it. He's not the type of kid who's going to jump up and down and scream about it. He's more subtle in showing his excitement. But I could tell he was excited." The father-son duo had the chance to watch the movie together before it was released on Netflix, and Chris was genuinely moved by how Jack reacted to the film's emotional conclusion. At the end he goes, "Yeah, you made me cry," Chris recalled. He goes, "I actually cried. I've never cried in a movie before, but I cried." Chris, visibly touched while recounting the moment, added, "That was really sweet. To see him connect with the story on such a deep level was incredible. It's one thing to have a movie do well with audiences or critics, but when your own child is moved by something you've created, that's just a whole other level of fulfillment." Chris went on to explain that Jack is not the kind of kid who readily shows his emotions, so for him to admit that the film made him cry was significant. "He's the kind of kid where he's not going to tell me that he's excited, but I know he's excited," Chris said. "There's this quiet confidence about him. He doesn't need to say much, but I can see it in his eyes when something matters to him." Chris disclosed that Jack's tears were triggered by the film's emotional ending, which explores themes of loss, connection, and sacrifice. "There's this moment at the end of the movie that really got him," Chris said. "It's one of those bittersweet, heartbreaking moments that just hits you. And to see Jack respond to it in that way, it was powerful." Chris's journey of fatherhood and faith. Chris Pratt's bond with his son is rooted in the challenging circumstances surrounding Jack's birth. Jack was born prematurely in 2012, weighing just 3 pounds 10 ounces. His early days were marked by uncertainty and fear as doctors worked tirelessly to address the complications that arose from his premature birth. In a separate interview with the Christian Post earlier this month, Chris opened up about how Jack's birth tested and ultimately strengthened his faith. "When Jack was born, he had all of these issues going on," Chris recalled. "I prayed hard to God. I was in a season of transition spiritually at that time and didn't quite fully understand my relationship with God. But I knew I needed help." Chris admitted that he found himself bargaining with God during those difficult days in the hospital. "I made a deal with God," Chris shared. "I'm sorry, God, here I am again asking for your grace again. If you help my son, if you save him, I promise to walk the path you lay out for me." Chris revealed that after Jack pulled through and began to grow stronger, his faith in God deepened. "When God saved my son, it cemented my faith," Chris said. "It was like a wake-up call. I realized that life is so fragile, and the fact that Jack made it through those early days, that was nothing short of a miracle." Chris has spoken openly over the years about how fatherhood changed him. While he was already establishing himself as a Hollywood star at the time of Jack's birth, he said becoming a father shifted his priorities. "I was always career-focused, but when Jack was born, it put everything into perspective," Chris said. "Suddenly, it wasn't just about landing the next role or building my career. It was about being a good father and setting an example for my son." Chris and Anna Faris were married in 2009 and welcomed Jack in 2012. Despite their eventual separation in 2017, Chris and Anna have maintained an amicable co-parenting relationship. Both have publicly praised each other's dedication to Jack and have made it clear that raising him in a stable, loving environment is their top priority. "Anna's an incredible mom," Chris said. "We've always been on the same page about Jack. He comes first always." Chris's expanding family. In addition to Jack, Chris has since expanded his family with his current wife, Katherine Schwarzenegger, whom he married in June 2019. Chris and Katherine share 3 children together, 2 daughters, Lila and Eloise, and a baby born in 2024 whose name has not yet been publicly revealed. "Jack is a great big brother," Chris said proudly. "He's patient, he's kind, and he's so protective of his sisters. It's really sweet to watch." Chris has often credited Katherine for creating a nurturing, grounded family life. "Katherine is amazing," Chris said. "She's so supportive, and she's the heart of our family. I don't know how she does it all, but she keeps everything running smoothly." The couple's strong faith has played a key role in their relationship and parenting style. "We make faith a big part of our family," Chris said. "We pray together, we talk about God, and we try to teach our kids about gratitude and kindness." Chris's career and balancing fatherhood. Despite his growing family and busy Hollywood career, Chris has managed to balance his professional life with his responsibilities as a father. "It's not always easy," Chris admitted. "There are days when I'm flying across the world for work and I miss my kids terribly. But I make sure to be present when I'm home. I try to make the most of every moment." Chris said that Jack has already started expressing an interest in the entertainment industry. "He's curious about it," Chris said. "He asks me about the sets and the stunts. He's got a great sense of humor and he's creative. Who knows, maybe he'll follow in my footsteps one day." Chris added that watching Jack connect with the electric state reaffirmed why he continues to work so hard in the industry. "As an actor, you hope to create something that resonates with people," Chris said. "But when your own child watches it and is moved by it, that's the greatest reward." Chris hopes that his career and his personal journey of faith and resilience will serve as an inspiration for Jack as he grows older. "I want Jack to know that it's okay to be vulnerable," Chris said. "It's okay to feel things deeply. That's what makes us human. And I hope he knows that I'll always be there for him, no matter what." As for the future, Chris is looking forward to more quality time with his family, and possibly more heartfelt movie moments with Jack. "I don't know what's next, but I know that whatever it is, my family will be at the center of it," Chris said. "Because at the end of the day, they're the reason I do all of this."